All right, now y'all might watch a lot of conservative channels across YouTube, but if you landed right here, you're about to have more fun than Michael Obama getting to try on a pair of size 14 high heels. So I had a revelation the other day. It's about wokeism. If you don't know what wokeism is, I'd like to come live wherever you're living at for just a little while, just a few days, because it's pretty much spread everywhere, even down here to Mississippi. We all know what wokeism is, and it's rotten to the core. Basically, I define it as diarrhea of the brain. Wokeism is a Marxist-inspired movement that basically started with social injustice, and now it's morphed into something that seeks to destroy anybody that disagrees with them. They start off with social humiliation, and when that doesn't work, they use violence. And I'm just gonna say, it takes some balls, or maybe some serious lunacy, to go into the greatest country that ever existed, ever, and tell them you're doing it all wrong. Who are you again? That's right, you're 22 years old with a TikTok account and purple hair, and ironically, demand to be taken seriously. You've got no platform other than emotions, and then it all self-destructs. There's a few reasons I think that wokeism dies out over the next few years. The first reason is pretty much because there's a civil war within the Democrat Party right now. You got the progressives versus the Democrats. We've got a little 3-year publicity stunt that we call AOC, who's constantly at odds with mainstream Democrats because they're not progressive enough. The second reason is because at its heart, wokeism is self-hatred. What the purple-haired protesters in Eugene, Oregon with nose rings and daddy issues don't realize is it takes more energy to self-loathe every day than it does to sustain it. It's like if you were eating a 2,000 calorie a day diet, but expending 5,000 calories a day. It's gonna go good for a little while if you're trying to lose weight or something, but eventually you will die. Third reason is because I think everything goes in phases. You look at the history of the hippie movement back in the late 60s, early 70s, you had Woodstock, you had Bob Marley, you had bell-bottom jeans, you had marijuana. Everything just kind of comes and goes in phases and dies out, except for maybe marijuana. That's gonna stick around for a while. Number 4, because the wokes are in the business of suppression. You know, if you suppress people for long enough, they get a hunger and they get an urge to explore new ideas. Human beings are explorers. Human beings want to gather up new information. They want to push the limits. They want to discover science. They want to discover self-awareness as deep as they possibly can. You suppress that, it's just going to heighten that killer instinct even more. They said if Elon was going to buy Twitter, then it would actually turn Twitter into an arena of hate, when actually the purest form of hate is the suppression of free speech and ideas. The purest form of hatred is also to suppress ideas that you don't agree with. I find it so ironic that the same people that believe there's 78 genders also believe there's only one correct way of thinking. Pretty funny, huh? Lastly, because when the left gets completely obliterated, in November, they're gonna do what every party does after they get obliterated, which is to reassess. Unless you're Jen Psaki, you will circle back and you're gonna pretty much decide wokeism doesn't work. Let's turn the page, let's make that stuff go away and separate us like hell from whatever that movement was. I think it's gonna be a total circus, to be honest with you, but the only option may be to just sit back and let the zombies eat them while we wait for the crows to clean it up. And look, I don't want y'all to get the wrong opinion about me or where I stand. I could hang out with Democrats from the 90s or the early 2000s all day long. They don't bother me. Everything has changed so much in the last 10 years. I have no idea how you go from the Democrat Party of JFK, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, to the party of free crap for everyone, and I can't even define what a woman is. How do you get from there to there? Most Americans have taken the cap off the milk, and you know what? It's sour. A few holdouts are gonna keep it in the fridge as long as they can, but they know they can't drink it. Time is a ticking on this woke crap. I promise you that. Appreciate y'all, and remember to subscribe to this channel, because every time somebody subscribes to this channel, 6 woke liberals get lifelong hemorrhoids, and we want to make sure that happens. Y'all be good.